Live from the center of the earth, Girth.
Philosophy. So your theory, we're just gonna go right into it.
Okay.
Your theory is that the comic book store is it's on the endangered list.
I believe so. I think the way this generation, the newer generation, or the generation that they want, like my generation, still goes to comic book stores, still has a pull list, but I think younger generations like, no, I don't want to store stuff in my house. The comic books are way too expensive. There's too many titles. It's not a lot of great books. I think everyone's going digital. I think comic book stores are like dinosaurs. I think it's a matter of time.
You think then they have that whole jumping on point now too, right?
Yeah.
Like, to make it easier because you don't have to absorb all this
and they're doing
Claremont.
it, but that's the thing too, is like you spend all this money and then they reboot and then they retcon everything and they start over because they're trying to get this younger audience into it, and they're like, hey, here's a jump off point. But like you and I jumped in the comic books and you figured it out.
Yeah, we had no internet,
Right?
And we had Claremont writing X-Men.
But the price was so different, and you didn't have as many books. There wasn't like a million X-Men books. Now there's like how many X-Men books?
4,
That's
5.
too much.
Yeah,
it's too many.
Because they have solo books now too. So Jean Grey has one, and Iceman has one.
And it's too many, and I think what's going to happen is people are like, I think what is happening, as you see in the market, right? The market shows that people aren't buying books. I think they're going digital. I think it's going to go subscription based. You heard about Disney pulling with their
Netflix. You're talking about?
They're going to do their own. Everyone's going to have their own subscription base.
But then it goes back in terms of a consumer, though. The whole allure was that, like, I cut down my Rogers cable, I got rid of my cable, right? Now, if you get the Disney thing for like $5.99 or $10.99, then the Netflix, and then you got to get the HBO one, and then you're back up to.
Well, you can pick and choose, and that's the thing. It's choice, as opposed to I'm going to get cable, I get basic cable, then I get an add-on cable, and I'm in Canada, I can't get HBO, I can't get this. Now it's like, oh, I just buy a subscription and go directly to the people. Mm-hmm. Go directly. I wouldn't get all of them. I wouldn't get HBO. There's not enough on HBO that I would want to watch.
And that's the other thing, too, is just like, you almost have, like something like Game of Thrones is, 6-7 seasons in. So at least now you have at least that backlog. When it's that first season and it's on the bubble, like Insecure or something. I think Insecure is only at 2 right now.
Yeah, but, Insecure is going to be around for a few more seasons. But I know what you're saying is like, how much content but then you're looking at HBO's total content is like amazing. Like they got The Wire and Treme, and they're like, there's so much shit they own that they could put on there. Like there's Larry Sanders. I don't know how many seasons of Larry Sanders. Like they got all this stuff.
You're gonna have to digitize that and clean it up a little bit, though.
Yeah, exactly. But and HBO's Go has been around for how long now?
Yeah,
I think what you're gonna see is people partnering with people.
What do you mean by that?
Like you might see a Disney partner with I don't know if FX, as an example, you might see HBO partner with FX or partner with, you know what I mean?
Well,
it's
Marvel
like,
did that with ABC, right? For some of their shows. And
they're still going to be with ABC, but I'm guessing they're going to do their own thing.
Yeah. To go back to the subscription model that you were talking about for comic books too, I think the allure with the digital stuff is that it's easier to get. You can download the issue and it's right away. You don't have to put on pants.
Yeah,
all that
I
stuff.
don't have to put on pants.
Yeah,
that's what gets me right there.
Yeah, that's the easy sell. But the problem is that it's a crabby business model.
Why?
That's, you know what I mean. That's where I think it kind of falls apart. Where like they've kind of figured out, at least for a period of time there, they figured out how much to sell a comic book or sell a novel or something like that, or box office, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just when it goes into that digital realm, nobody can really properly figure out this digital business model.
But they eventually do. They eventually do. I would think the way you pay a artist is going to have to change, but they eventually figure out how to balance it out. I don't think. I think the paper industry is on the way out, and I don't think people want to store stuff anymore. Like I don't think people want to lug around like thousands of comic books.
How do you get something signed at a convention? You get your boob signed?
Or maybe there'll be a way to sign stuff. Maybe digitally sign things. I don't know. Do you need things signed? I guess. I think that model too of the value of comic books, that's done.
Well, because now they're also printing so many, right?
Right.
Like, so like a Batman, whatever
they flooded the market.
Yeah.
So it's, I see it as an easier way, for for those comic distributors. The Diamond has control over the whole market, and you gotta basically it's like, okay, comic book store, you gotta buy this many off of me. Like they're like pimps. You gotta buy this much off of me, and then whatever you sell, good luck with that. Mm-hmm. Like that's a guarantee that Marvel has that the comic book store doesn't. So the comic book store sometimes loses a lot of money on it. And like, I don't control your content. I don't control what you're making. What if I don't want your content? I have to take Marvel. Is one of the big two.
Well, and this is the other lie. We know this from like growing up too in our era, where like sales are not always the best indicative of what the market actually wants.
Yeah.
If that's all there is, then fine. I'll read the damn thing or watch the thing, right?
What does the market want? I couldn't even tell you what the market wants.
I don't know what women want either. So it's a long list of what do all you people want?
What do they like? Because there's people that are like, it's too much diversity in the comic books. And there's people that say it's not enough. I don't even know if that's a problem. I think it's about story.
Story always has to come first.
Yeah, story has to come first.
Like, funny thing is, like, they talk about like trying to, like, one of the trends you're talking about is like trying to get women to comics or girls reading comics, and I'm like, last I checked, girls really like good stories.
Yeah.
they're not really that different from dudes. If you tell a good story, they will come.
It seems like they're trying to get younger and make it more playful. But yeah, I agree with you. Just tell a good story.
Which is so hard, though.
But also, I don't want to speak for women, too. Maybe there's women that like that. Like, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I just tell a good... But that's their job, is to tell a story.
Their job is to tell a story, but the ones who actually tell a good story or even a great story, then you're like in a smaller elite club, right? Because there's a lot of comic book writers. There's not a lot of great comic book writers.
I read something like Squirrel Girl, and this is me, and it just feels like there's no conflict in that book.
Yeah, it's just...
or what was it? Cat... What's her name? Cat...
Moon Dinosaur? Or?
No, not... I didn't read that. I started reading it, and then I just kind of trailed off of it. But the... What's her name? She's on Jessica Jones' Cat...
Oh, Hellcat.
Hellcat. I started reading that. I started reading a bit of it, and it was just like, this feels like Archie.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
It really doesn't. There really isn't stakes in it for me. But I don't know. Maybe people like that. Maybe there should be. But like, I think she's probably, or even Squirrel Girl is probably kind of a good character to do that with.
But then the rub of all that, though, is that you're not, quote-unquote, developing taste, right?
True.
If you just kind of put out average stuff, then people are just going to demand average things.
But is it average to you and me, or is it
Yes.
great stuff to... Yeah, no, to me, it's like, I don't care. But is it, for the person that likes that style of comic book, is it good? Is it like, oh, this is fucking amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like, this is a similar argument like hip-hop, right?
Yeah.
Where like everyone loves old school stuff. Tribe Called Quest and like you can't, KRS-One, Public Enemy, at least the first couple of albums there.
Yeah.
That's all quote-unquote untouchable. And then you listen to some of the Mumble stuff today and you're like...
I don't listen to Mumble, but there's some great new stuff that's coming out.
Right. But other stuff is like, get off my lawn. It sounds like that same argument, right?
Yeah, that's where it's like you don't want to be the old guy, but are you...
The shaking the fist dude.
But are you right?
Yes.
You're right. I don't know. Because you're talking about... Because the markets have been... before, like I look at Dukes of Hazzard as a perfect example of that. You had this show that had a Confederate flag on top of the car.
Called the General Lee, no less.
Called the General Lee, and that's what it was, right? And you just accepted that. And no matter who you are, that market was... If you're black and you're offended, that wasn't for you.
Yeah.
So tough. And that was mainstream. But now it's like, oh, there's so many different markets. You have to look at all these different voices. I think this is what part of the problem that kind of feeds into this is like, well, are you making these people money? Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone complains about Transformers, but it makes its money in China.
Yeah, so... And people complain about the quality of it, but I'm like, nobody cares about the plot holes.
But Chinese people love it. They're spending tons of money on it.
My inner 12-year-old loves it because it's just dinosaurs fighting.
I can't. It's all a jumble to me.
Yeah.
Like, I watch it and I'm like, just make them look like G1. That's all I care. Just make them look like G1 robots.
So then let's go full circle then to what you do then. So how you're a comic and there's this huge rich tradition of comedy, obviously, right? From like Richard Pryor, George Carlin to like Jerry Lewis just died. Like
and what's his name?
Dick Gregory. That's another like Hall of Famer. Although he kind of transitioned a little bit out of
into political. It makes sense when you're a black man doing comedy that you would transition into what he transitioned to.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have a lot of leeway back then where you can like,
well,
what's the deal with JFK?
Like, the anger overtakes the comedy. You're not laughing anymore, and you're just like, the world sucks.
Yeah. But the point I was making was that like comedy's the same way, where it's like how do you evolve and like this art form that's been around for so long. So a lot of jokes, quote unquote, have already been told.
Yeah.
But at the same time now, you have all these different pressures, which is what you're talking about. Like, are you going to offend somebody, or political correctness and these kind of other filters that...
Well, that's the problem with... That's the problem with art is you got to do your stuff. And now that we live in like this chopped up society where everyone's like, there's so many different markets, you're going to turn off markets. I've turned off people with the way my comedy's gone in the last few years. I've turned people off, right? I'm like, people I know who like unfriended me unfollow me on Facebook, on Twitter and stuff like that. It's just, excuse me.
Ooh, burn.
I know, you just you just got to follow your art and your truth.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually a great time for artists, I think, because of that. Because people are passionate about what you're going to say. Either they're happy or they're angry. It's worse when they're just, apathetic.
So I want to draw then an analogy from our current times, which is that in a lot of the political discussions, they keep talking about the Trump base.
Yes.
And so no matter what he does or what he says or what he doesn't do, the base is just kind of mindlessly, blindly following him, right?
Well, they're not educated. That Trump base, by statistics, are uneducated people. And it's anger that's driving them, I think.
But they follow him.
Yeah.
And so is it now is comedy kind of reached a point where a comic can come out now and have something similar like a Trump base, where like they just build and reinforce this one idea over and over again, but like it's not even like, because to me comedy was always like this. I think of like the Chris Rock stuff, very social, like black people versus niggers, that whole breakdown.
Yeah.
And it's like that busted open the conversation. Dave Chappelle, remember there was a bit where he was in the ghetto and was in a limousine and there was a baby on the corner.
Yeah.
Like those things, like they're talking about race in a totally different context. And
it's kind of the same thing what Trump does. It's you're speaking someone's truth, whether you agree with the truth or if it is the truth, it's someone's truth that they relate to. So you're kind of a cheerleader for a group of people. And it's kind of what comedy's always been, like your truth. It's what's the saying? As within is without. So you're going in and going after the truths of your own personal experience, but because of that, it relates to a big audience or a chunk of the population. So it's kind of the same thing, and comics have been doing. Trump is more of a comedian than a lot of people realize. Like I know Bill Burr said it, but he's very much. He's not like even when I watch him, he's talking about when a murderer, the cops make sure he doesn't bump his head. That's an old '80s joke. That's like, Seinfeld does that joke. Mm-hmm. Seinfeld does a whole joke about, don't bump his head when you're putting.
Yeah, the guy.
He did a Seinfeld joke and got an applause break for it. He butchered the Seinfeld joke, but that's a Seinfeld joke. And I'm like, he was so New York and so 90s, 80s New York in that joke. That's what he is, really. He's doing what comics do. He's when you're a comic, like when you're funny, you say things and you talk some sort of truth that's like, I can't believe you said that, but it's a truth. And that's what he's doing, except his truth is for those people who are uneducated and like, hey, you know what? I am losing shit and I don't know why. And this guy comes along and speaks some sort of... A lot of those people, I think, don't know what's going on. Like they just... Like I laugh at the Charlottesville, the whole thing. Like it took a white woman getting hit by a car from Nazis. Like it's the biggest spectacular looking thing of racism. Like racism for white people... the culprits are dressed in costumes like Nazis and Klan. That's right, and they're like, "Whoa, it's in America!"
Yeah,
it's like that,
and it's still 2017.
It's 20 exact, and it's like, oh, you don't. This is where you're at. This is where they're at right now. So, like, to expect someone on Trump's side who's like, not that educated, and you don't even have to be educated to know if it exists or not. It's like, or to understand that subject. A lot of white people don't understand race. I know there's going to be white people getting mad at that as I say it, but they don't understand it like people of color talk about it and understand it in their house. Like I have a friend who lives in London. We do a podcast every once in a while, and I have to be around it because I live in Hamilton. I don't have a lot of people of color around me, but when him and I are around, there's like this energy, this like repairing, just having these conversations of, yeah, you deal with that. Okay, I do this. It's like nerds talking about comic books.
It's a shorthand.
It's a shorthand.
It's a race shorthand.
Right, it's race shorthand. So they don't, and they're not. They think it's being bad. They're not bad people. They just don't understand it, and they don't understand the nuances. Like I got in tell me when it just cut me off. I'm talking too long. I got into a debate with this morning. Not really a debate. I get in a lot of Facebook debates. How I sharpen my knives, and we were tied that some guy in Hamilton went to his job with the Confederate flag because he after what happened in Charlottesville, he thought it was hilarious. He got fired, and so there's like 3 people of color on this thread. One woman goes, "Oh man, that's a regular thing in Hamilton," and then another woman goes, "No, it's not. Just some people." And I'm like, "No, it's tons of people. The Hamilton's filled with." She said, "No, it's not. Just some." And I'm like, "No, Hamilton's filled with this." And then somebody else, and then some other person of color is like, "I deal with this on a daily basis." But then the same white people started debating us whether it happens or not. Because it's just instinctual to go, I got to protect myself. You identify with the dude with the Confederate flag, and then because you need to protect yourself. They just don't talk about it. I'm way off track, I know, but...
No, we've seen this with a lot of the white cops that are shooting or harming a lot of the black people in the States, where like a lot of white people just write it off as a few bad apples.
Right.
But I'm like, these are different cities, different states. Like, there's a systematic issue somewhere, wherever it goes wrong. You know what I mean? It's not like just like...
I do a joke about what if apples could shoot people? Like, is it just a few bad apples then? Like, if apples could shoot people...
It's valid, yeah.
It's very valid. Like, yeah, it's
not an isolated... It's not like just a community or like a group of racist cops. Like, this is like across the states.
But it's not just that. It's the discussion around it. Like I noticed after the Charlottesville stuff, is like, oh, we need to sit down and figure out what's wrong with these Nazi people. I'm like, wait a second. You guys, do you do that with ISIS? Do you want to sit down and...
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah,
like what is this? Let's like... They need to humanize it because they can't separate themselves from it. Not all white people. Some people just... There needs to be a course in school for this shit.
Oh, but there should be a course for like teaching like how to like treat women, how to like handle money.
Absolutely. That's real life. But like it's like because they don't sit and talk about it. They don't sit and like ask. That's why I'm trying to work on a one-man show about it. I want to do it and start in Hamilton and like, hey, just come with real questions and let's discuss it because that's the best way to do it. There's no wrong questions. No stupid questions.
Just stupid people, though.
Just stupid people. But if you're asking an honest question,
yeah,
and with the right intention, just to find out, I don't know.
But I want to pick up on a thread you said, which was like you're talking about Trump and stuff, and he's like he kind of feeds into that. Like I can't believe he said that, which is a thread in comedy, right?
Yeah,
which like we saw that with some. I'm going back again with just like Richard Pryor, for example, right? Where like some of the stories and stuff he said, right? It's like, I can't believe he said that. But there's also the other thread of comedy, the other flip side of it, which is like that's so true.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I was getting at with a lot of social media because it's like that's so true and it just kind of feeds back into that casino.
Like, do you mean like observational comedy where it's just like that thing is, or do you mean it's the same? That's so true. Like some Trump says something and people go, "Oh, that's so true."
Both, because it feeds into like when Seinfeld does is like, "What's the deal with those small little sinks in the airplane?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh, they are so small."
So small. Yeah, well, it's observational. It's yeah. It is also like I said, it's within, it's without. Yeah, people go. That's the whole part of comedy is relating. It's just like, hey, look. There's a thing that we all
I have problems with my girlfriend too.
Yeah, I think like going back to the comic book industry, I think it's just been now we're seeing different voices and comics are becoming not that they're becoming more specific, but they're doing other voices than because before there was just the mainstream voice, and now comics are doing that with other voices. Like, hey, this is like you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, but at the same time though, like. There was when DC relaunched the New 52, for example, right?
Yeah.
They had a book called Earth 2.
You got that right back to comic books.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know who we are. We'll work Scarborough in eventually. But
we'll do it.
But when DC relaunched New 52, they had Earth 2, and they made the Green Lantern in Earth 2 gay.
Yeah.
But he was gay for like 2 panels or 3 panels. His boyfriend or his husband died.
Yeah.
And then he was just like Green Lantern for like the rest of the issues.
Yeah.
And they're like, we have a gay hero now.
Well, that's all like just selling issues.
Yeah. And it's almost like that's, I think, sometimes where it falls into that gimmick gap.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, here you go. You want diversity? We got gay.
How do you feel about Captain America, Sam Wilson?
So I don't mind that like the actual arc and even him being a Nazi and stuff too. Like,
that's Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers, yeah. But Sam Wilson, like that whole arc, I don't mind it. It's not an issue because the other thing too is like even if I didn't like it, it doesn't matter because it's comics. It'll go.
Yeah.
I just gotta wait it out.
A retcon.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people don't talk about that one. I actually like Sam Wilson, but I liked what he was doing in there because it kind of mirrored life in a way. But yeah, I remember when the Green Lantern came, he was gay, and then that was a big deal. Green Lantern's gay, but I don't know. It's also like the fault of media. Like, why are you freaking out over that? It's comic books. Like, Green Lantern's gay.
Well, the other thing too is then you have a lot of journalists. This is also another thread of what we're talking about, which is that like a lot of journalism is bad now because a lot of journalists were like, "This is the first ever gay character." I'm like, "Oh, stop it. Like, go spend 10 minutes on Wikipedia before you hit publish."
Before you
right? Like,
and it
talk to a nerd. Like you and I are right here. We'll get you a drink.
Well, and that's the thing. The people who are writing the comic books, I mean, people who read comic books know what's going on. Mm-hmm. So who are they doing this for? Like for my mom, for my mom to know that there's a gay
clickbait.
Yeah, like it's like televised clickbait, and then Fox News does like, what's going on with society and with this gay character.
Seduction of the innocent.
Yeah, it's seduction of the innocent.
Right.
It's exactly that. We need to put some comics code on this thing.
Yeah, it's gonna ruin our youth.
It's gonna destroy. And it's like, well, no, it's only 3 issues. First of all, secondly, it really doesn't matter. We've comic books have dealt with all those issues. We have heroin addicts in comic books.
Yeah, I know.
There's so much in comic books.
Hank Pym beat his wife.
Right, exactly. Hank Pym's a terrible character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Created Ultron, beat his wife. I'm like...
And then merged himself with Ultron. It's all, like, we've dealt with all of it. Like, this is the controversy with the Captain America Nazi stuff. How did you think of that? Like, what did you...
I'm digging the storyline. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't mind the storyline either. I'm still rating it, but... Yeah, but people were really angry about it.
Well, there's 2... I found that there was 2... Yeah, I got a lot of flack, too, for, like, saying that out loud. It's like, you're a brown person. Aren't you offended by the Nazis? I'm like, it's a paper Nazi. It's not...
But it's also, like, the Nazis are still bad in it.
Yeah.
They're not good. It's an arc of... It's like when they made Hulk Hogan bad. Like, that's how I look at it. It's like... I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Nazis don't offend me. Like Nazis and KKK, they're ridiculous to me. And people are like, oh, worried about the Klan. No. I'm the judicial system that scares me more, and people in power and the government and trying to get a job. That's the stuff that worries me more.
Well, this is one of the things that is missing from the discussion on racism. People think it's always like the overt stuff, like if somebody calls you the N-word or something like that.
That doesn't bother me.
No, it's the fact that like when you don't get promoted for a job and they had the discussion in the boardroom without you there.
And you don't know why.
Yeah.
Is it because I'm a bad... You can't improve on something.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if it was like, oh, well, you show up late, then yeah. But if it's like, but what do I... You can't...
And people don't get promoted all the time, so it's not racism.
It's that crazy. It's the sunken place bullshit.
Yeah,
like the Jordan Peele did it perfectly in Get Out with Liberal, where the liberal racing came out. That was perfect. That's it. It's like, what's going on? Is it? That's the worst stuff.
Yeah. Why didn't the university accept me? Was it my grades? Was it my color? Was it like...
It's easy to look at Nazis and go, hey, that's racism. That's easy. That's like, Nazis really don't affect your life. They really don't.
Well, this goes back to what you're saying, which is the Trump base, which is they're not educated, and a lot of them are not in that position of power where they can make a decision to admit somebody or not in somebody at university or promote them or right.
So, but they don't realize it's class warfare, not race warfare.
That's it, right there.
Right. They. It's all under the. This is what I've come to the conclusion for myself with this kind of stuff is that racism really isn't my problem because I live with it and I deal with it and I know that it's there. This is white people's problem. You got to deal with it because you're being used to guard something Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're deeply worried. White people more than anybody else are deeply worried about being racist. It's like, oh, I said that joke where like I went to Chris Rock last night. Is that okay? I'm like, it's okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like all of it, if they just learn and go, hey, look, this is not this. None of it being.
You can like rap music,
right? Being we're all kind of racist. We're all kind of bigoted. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human,
right?
But it's up to you to realize these things and try to change them. I was somewhere late at night, and this black guy came out of nowhere, and I'm walking, big black guy, and I'm a black guy, and I'm walking, and my instincts is like I gotta cross the road. But that's just it's me, not him.
Yeah,
that's me going. Oh, that's the training I've had in my head, and I'm like, yeah. But we do it all the time. It's just realize what these thoughts are. They're not bad. It's just realize what they are and go, oh, okay, this is what this is. Rationally, Islamic Muslims or whatever aren't trying to attack me, or black people or Mexicans aren't trying to take my job. But there's something deeper in this conversation.
Yeah.
And I saw this YouTube channel about diversity in comics, and he's just laughing about all the bad diversity in comics, and he's trying to make, like, diversity is what's killing the comic book industry, which I don't agree with. I just think it's bad writing and horrible prices.
Yeah, that's fair. The other thing too is it's that nebulous kind of thing where like people like if there's more diversity in comics, it'll make our world better and we'll be like a Coke commercial and like there will be more acceptance.
Yeah.
And it's that vague kind of like they kind of sell these vague benefits and I'm like,
yeah, but who's working behind the scenes too, right? Like, do you know what I mean? It's great to have characters. Green Lantern's gay, but are there gay people working behind the scenes?
Yeah,
that's way more important than having gay characters.
Well, then it goes back to what we were saying before, which is like now you got the gay writer, a couple of gay writers, great.
Yeah.
But now you need great gay writers.
That's right.
Right?
You need good writers. That's what it boils down to, is like just have good it seems like there's like everyone's trying to push for the next thing. It seems like Marvel's kind of desperate. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just now they're kind of stuck in the middle where they're like, it's kind of like they got a divorce, right? Yeah. And now they got to go back into the dating scene. And they're like, I've been married for like 10 years, 20 years. And I'm like, I don't know what it's like out there. What's this Tinder thing?
Yeah, and they're throwing everyone a book and it's like, well, throw them a Jarvis book first. Let them write on fucking Alfred for a bit and make that good. And then bring him into, Batman. But like... Do you know what I mean? It's like
there was a thing back in the day, like right before Incredible Hulk, the book was going nowhere. So like they gave it to Peter David. They're like, you know what? It's gonna get canceled in like 5 issues.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. Do whatever you want. Yeah. And he's like, I think he's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I'll make an analogy, and then he's off and running.
Yeah. The depth. See, there's depth behind that. There's like, that's that. I just think let writers like. This is me just guessing. I don't know. It seems like they have Bendis. And then everyone else is like, they throw Bendis as many comics as they can.
Especially if it's like a new movie or like he's writing Defenders now.
Yeah, connect it all.
He was writing Guardians for a while.
Right. It's a fun movie kind of book. And like Luke Cage is his guy. So it's going to be good. Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Those are his guys. Even Daredevil is his guy.
Yeah.
But instead of bringing new guys to study under him and learn... Or whatever, you know what I mean? Just learn from the older guys. We're pushing out old guys. This is my guess, is we're pushing out old guys, or old guys are leaving. You're not giving them enough to be like, hey, just stick around and help out these young guys to bring up the crop.
I also think like it goes full circle to what we were saying at the top, which is that like you don't get enough time to kind of really develop the story or to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like you got like, we're going to give you Moon Knight. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
And then you got 5 issues to make it great.
Did Moon Knight get canceled already?
Well, no, Jeff Lemire just told the story and then he was done. And
okay.
Then,
all right, because I like Jeff Lemire's run on it.
Yeah, it was great with the Psycho and like in the insane asylum.
I'm like halfway through, so
yeah.
But he comes out and it's like what's real, what's not real, and how it goes through the layers of
his history and stuff like that.
I don't understand why they don't. That's what I thought Marvel was doing there when like.
But you can do it. Sorry, I'm just cutting you off. But you can do that with a Moon Knight character, where you could just come in, tell a good like 30-issue storyline, and then get out.
Yeah, because he could be anything.
You're right.
There's he's crazy, and that's about it. And then you can do anything beyond that.
But with Spider-Man, it's like I think there's that intense Spider-Man, Batman. There's that intense pressure for like sales.
Yeah.
Right. We lost 10,000 issues last month. We got to get back up.
Yeah, I guess there must be like to be in their shoes. It's got to be like, what the fuck is going on? Like because apparently the sales dropped to $20,000 on was it Spider-Man or
Yeah. But again, it's like we were saying, like, how do you read the market? Like, are you just tired of this writer? Are you tired of Spider-Man? Are you tired of comics? There's not enough tea leaves to know.
what do you do with Spider-Man?
Same thing, like, it's just like any musician, right?
Yeah.
You get the same guitar everybody else does. B.B. King does something with the guitar. Jimi Hendrix does something with the guitar.
Yeah, but so many things have been done with him.
Yeah.
Doc Ock was him, and then now like he's
That was actually a surprisingly decent run.
I loved it.
Yeah, it is.
And now he's got he's got like a multi-millionaire business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no more Parker Luck.
Yeah. Oh, is it gone?
Well, I mean, they're kind of making him a little bit more successful. He's meeting women now.
Hey, it's gonna be all gone. They're gonna retcon that, at some point.
Because I kind of liked the I was like, he was our John Hughes hero.
Yeah. Do you think that's the problem? Is stakes don't mean anything?
Yeah.
Like wrestling's like that right now, where the stakes don't mean.
Andrew, who you know from Geek Card, we did an episode of Back Issue Bloodbath, and we were talking about deaths in comics. And like when Barry Allen died at the end of Crisis, he was gone for 24 years, 24 Earth years.
Yeah.
Now they were bringing back Thor died. They brought it back 6 months later.
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of what you're saying. Like,
you
6 months, you barely had any time to like forget that he died.
Yeah,
like 24 years, that's like
when he comes back, it's a big thing.
Yeah,
you can build up other characters that play the Flash.
Like Wally. That's how Wally developed. He
Yeah.
went from Kid Flash to Wally, and they took their time. They developed him, and they had some. Jeff Johns was writing it. Like Mark Waid was writing it. Like they took their time and they put great writers and told great stories.
Yeah.
And then when he came back, now you have even more stories, right?
Yeah. I don't understand the comic book industry on that end to be like what's wrong with them or what's not. I just know the prices are ridiculous. Like I said, it's way too many issues. It's too much to go. You see a whole bunch of stuff and you're like, oh, I want to read that. I want to read that. I want to read that. But this is my budget.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't read any of it.
Well, the other trap, too, that people fall into is they wait for the trades now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's like some of the way that, like, Moon Knight, you were talking about, like, that's a great one to read in trades.
Yeah.
Because it's like the story continually builds.
It's like 100 bullets. I used to collect 100 bullets.
Yeah.
Issue by issue, and it's just like you get lost every month because
you end up reading a whole bunch of other stuff,
right.
too.
So yeah, 100 bullets is like that too. Like there's certain things that are just great. Like like a Moon Knight, like you said, the Moon Knight run would be great. Like Iron Fist would that run that
Brew Baker.
Yes,
and Mad Fraction.
That's
run
right. That
with
13 issues.
Yeah,
it's perfect as a trade. Yeah. Did you watch Defenders?
I started watching Defenders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the Netflix shows have been kind of a little bit uneven sometimes, and
I think they're stretching material.
They're stretching material. I found it kind of a curious decision to go with like Luke Cage was an example where they just had like one major villain for like the whole arc, and they kind of build it up.
I thought they had two villains.
Well, two villains, right? But it's like they're kind of building it up. Whereas what I was getting was like something like Supernatural, which is like when those kind of shows where they had like a villain of the week, like X-Files did that too, right? A monster of the week.
I feel Jessica Jones did it the best with the villain, but I think the source material was there for that.
And it was a good casting for the villain. Like
yes, it was great casting. I watched Defenders. I think Luke Cage is overpowered for the whole thing because you really can't. What are you gonna do to Luke Cage? Mm-hmm. Just walk in there. I'm like, oh, just send Luke Cage in.
Yeah,
there's not much you can do to Luke Cage except knock him out with some gas.
I like the bullet-ridden hoodie. I think that should be like a fashion statement. I think that'd be kind of
unless you get some sort of bulletproof T-shirt.
Yeah.
But I like it too. It makes him real. But I think in terms of the you like villain of the week kind of deal.
I was kind of surprised they just went with that, but I just thought that because there's so many different stories to go through, and you can kind of build things too, right? So you can do subtle things. You can like have one kind of over arc, like a Kingpin or something, or the Hand, and they're kind of just like launching all these different things, Bullseye and Elektra and things at them.
Maybe they're just trying to stretch it out.
Yeah,
maybe they're just trying to.
Yeah, it could be. This goes back to budget. What does the market want?
Yeah, and they're into that. The Hand is moving around the chess pieces. I thought Kingpin would be involved with this kind of thing in the Defenders. I don't know. You haven't. I won't spoil anything. But I could budget. I don't know. I primarily I've enjoyed them except for Iron Fist. Iron Fist is very boring. It's just a boring.
Well, because we're coming off that great run.
Yeah, but they tried to pull it off. And it was it felt like a Canadian television series from the 90s. It felt, do you know what I mean? It felt like Kung Fu, The Legend Continues.
Yeah.
And they did, they had chains hanging down from in fog, and it's like, oh, come on, please don't do this.
It's hard to, like, I guess on that budget to do like the mystical city
And why isn't his fist glowing all the time when he's fighting? Like, why isn't it
budgets?
Still, he's the Iron Fist.
He's got to put that little like glow stick in his fist.
Whatever, do whatever.
Get it from the dollar store.
Dip his hand in paint, yellow paint. He just leaves yellow paint on their face. Yeah. Just everyone's got paint all over them.
We'll digitize that out later.
Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hate them. I enjoy them. I got all excited. I was in Montreal doing shows, and I came back to my hotel and fucking went through all the episodes.
It must be a good time for you to travel as a comic, right? Because there's a lot of Netflix and things to.
I don't usually like in a city. I'm not trying to be like close the drapes. And although this weekend I did do close the drapes and don't talk to anyone, and then I had Uber Eats. But usually usually I'm out. Usually I like to be out and be at places and stuff like that.
Is that to build up the comedy kind of reservoir or just normal Gavin-ness?
I don't know. It's kind of like I'm like free. I have no responsibilities, so it's just kind of. I'm not that I'm not a like go get shit faced and shit like that. But it's just like, oh, let's go have fun. I usually like going to a comic book store in every city, and usually like for something like when I'm in Montreal, I'm usually I go to the con. But even that, the last time I went like one day to the con. I'm getting bored of cons.
Well, because it's a lot of the same thing. Like, you have the panel of which is the best James Bond.
I don't go to panels.
Or like which is the best Doctor Who, which is the best Star Trek captain, all the same topics. And then it's just kind of depending on which guest there is. Yeah. But then I found that in the last couple of years, a lot more people now, it's shifted. When I was going to cons in the 80s, it was a lot of like, how do I get into Marvel? How do I get into DC? Yeah. And now it's like, I can't wait for the next issue. Tell me who dies in this issue. Who's like...
Oh, really?
And like, they're hunting for spoilers. I found that it's shifted. Nobody wants to be a creator anymore. It's just like, tell me how... Like, when does Captain America...
Oh, that sucks.
When does Captain America stop being a Nazi? I found that's a general shift.
So you sitting there, you don't really learn anything about the industry.
Well, because they're not going to tell you like, okay, so in this next issue, like Captain America makes out with Red Skull.
Who cares? Right? You're going to read it anyway.
And they also like it's spoilers, right? So they're not going to just like, now I know, and so I'm not going to buy the damn issue, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I don't know. There's something about cons that just like if I'm shopping, I'm paying the $40 to shop.
Yeah, it's like an expensive mall. It's like a mall with a bouncer at the front. Like, are you on the list?
As I've gotten older, my definition of nerdy has changed for myself. I would say I'm still nerdy, but I wouldn't call myself. I don't know. I'm just a different person. It's more of a personal enjoy as opposed to, hey, everybody, I'm a nerd. When I was like in my 20s, I'm a nerd. And now I'm like, oh, no, I like comic books. I like reading comic books. I love all that shit. I love Star Wars. I love all that stuff, all the basic nerd stuff. But yeah.
You kind of went from like the t-shirt to the belt buckle. Like it's kind of subtle.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I still have the t-shirt, but it's more subtle. Yes. It's not, I just feel like I don't know if we're on the downcline of nerds. What do you think?
I think it's just what happened when anything else, like with punk or whatever. It just went mainstream, so it kind of it got diluted.
Yeah,
right. It's like the old school, the old school analogy when you have that Thriller tape.
Yeah,
and then you make a copy for your friend, and your friend, and your friend, and then like 20, 30 copies in.
Yeah,
it's like
everybody knows them.
Yeah, right. And it's just all diluted, and the tape doesn't sound as strong and crisp anymore.
And you get sick of it.
Yeah,
not that I'm sick of it, but yeah, you've heard it, and it's like okay.
Yeah,
I still love all what I love, but it's the idea of culture around consumerism is kind of troubles me a bit. Like it's like, oh, we're really just consumers.
Yeah. Well, I also have a hard time too. Like I don't like like we were talking about some of the diversity stuff and whatever. I don't also like when people speak for me.
Yeah, me too.
Right? It's like
I'm not a victim. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It's like people were like, "Oh, I'm so glad people like you are reading comics," and I'm like, "Look, I've been reading comics for a while. Like,
I've been around.
Like, I'm not a statistic. I'm not here to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Just treat me like let's argue. Do we like this new Green Lantern or not?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Just judge me on the content of my character.
Yes, I have a dream too, and like that nerds would be accepting me for who I am.
Well, there was a time when it was like, like they'd look at me. I'm not nerdy. Like mainstream, like there's comedy shows, and when I do nerdy stuff in shows, I'm not the nerdy guy they go to. They go to a guy that doesn't know anything about nerdy stuff, but he looks nerdier than me. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where that kind of comes from, that kind of mentality. But I think I don't know if we're past it. I think like proving your nerd cred and all that shit, it's kind of like, that's like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, nerds get laid.
Yeah, it's like everyone's a nerd now. Mm-hmm. Everyone's nerdy on some level.
Yeah,
we're not excited to see each other you know what I mean? It was like, oh my god. Yeah, it's like
there's no more secret handshake.
No, we get it. Yeah. Everyone's
To shift gears though a little bit, some of your nerd stuff, like it starts off in your new comedy album, The Big Easy, right?
Man, look at you.
Yeah,
you're good at this.
Not bad,
yeah, you're good at this.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Because like the opening segment right away is like you're talking about like old people in Wolverine shirts and Batman shirts.
There was a guy in the audience with one of those. Well, yeah, there was a guy wearing a Darth Vader shirt, and I remember my last few years in Toronto, seeing a guy sitting at, I think it was like a Jack Astor's on the patio by himself, in one of those, not like a Wolverine shirt, but like a Wolverine costume shirt. Yeah. And he was like older and pudgy, and I remember staring at him going, "You go, girl.
Yeah.
You go. You be you."
It's like that kind of slightly fat guy that tries to put in that Superman shirt.
And not happy. Just sitting there like every day.
Yeah. And sometimes the shirt doesn't quite get over the belly. And so you got that little like skin line.
Sing. Yeah. Your gut hanging out. I just like, what possessed you to buy that shirt? And so there was a guy in the audience that was wearing a Darth Vader version of that, where it's like, are you Darth Vader? Like, you're wearing a Darth Vader shirt. You're basically wearing a costume like a child out in public on a Saturday night. But they're great. I love them. Yeah.
And so when you listen to the new album, like you are talking about before how your comedy's kind of shifted, and there is a lot more. Like you do touch on some nerd stuff, but you also kind of go through a whole range of topics now.
Yeah. Well, if I do nerd stuff, it's more of like my opinion or my philosophy on nerd stuff, as opposed to like, there was a time when it's just like, oh, I gotta do nerd stuff and I gotta get that reference out there. Now it's like, it's more like I was working on a bit. I don't know if it's in this album, but I don't know if I did in there. But it was, I do a bit every once in a while about being that generation of my generation, 42, my generation slightly ahead of me. We're going to be the first geriatric nerds. Like, we're going to be the geriatric children. Mm-hmm. Like, they're going to have to build like nerdy things like Batman walkers and stuff like that for us, because that's what we're going to be doing. And so I like that. It's just analyzing that as opposed to like going, "Hey, Captain America," and people go, "Oh, he said Captain America." I don't. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So yeah, I have a lot. The topics kind of stream together as an idea, but yeah.
Is there some of this influenced also by your work in Girls' Night Out? Because that's more of a political bent sometimes.
It's changed to more of a political bent. Yeah, I guess so. It's also, I'm a bit of a curmudgeon. I'm kind of like, I've gotten old, and I'm like, isn't
that the new nerd paradigm now?
Yeah, curmudgeon. Yeah. I would say I'm comfortable with my opinions and who I am. I'm very comfortable. I've never been this comfortable in my life. So I'm like, I know what I'm saying, and I can back up what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's my truth. Not that it is the truth, but it's my truth. And I think, it's kind of to me, the nerdiness in my comedy. I'm sorry if this sounds so pretentious, but the nerdiness in my comedy is how I approach the subjects. Like, I have a joke on my album about how the robots are going to take over the world. Like AI, once AI is created, Stephen Hawking's, and it's about it's a cum bit, but that's my approach to that. It's a nerdy approach to a cum bit, but that's that's where.
But there's a philosophy in it. Like I touched upon like the Chris Rock and some of the Dave Chappelle stuff, right? There's a philosophy and a kind of a social perspective that kind of underpins the comedy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
right. Like they've thought it through in a sense, but they just presented it in this kind of social deconstruct. It's social deconstruction. Right?
I'm doing a lot of my anger now. Like a lot of that's my anger, and it's just like it's become more therapy, where it's like, like it's just.
But isn't that what stand-up comedy is? Though
not all the time.
But you're figuring out who you are.
Yeah,
because you have to present a unique voice. Like
true.
The Louis C.K. stuff is completely different than Seinfeld.
Yes.
Right? Even though they both have kind of similar backgrounds and things like that, grew up in New York and all that kind of.
But it's different style, different perspective.
Yeah. And it's a unique voice.
Yeah. I think what happens is you go through a phase of. I don't think every comic does it, and I'm not trying to say it's the best comics to do it, but you go through a phase of I'm going to write jokes that I want to write, like the stuff that it's true to me, as opposed to I'm going to write stuff that I know will work. And you write stuff, you watch comics that write stuff that you know they know will work in this audience, then you see a certain. They generally don't have stuff that might isolate an audience or be unique to an audience. So I kind of got to a point where I'm at an age where I'm like, I just don't care anymore. Like I'm not writing for anyone anymore. I'm just writing me and what I want to do. As opposed to a lot of my stuff used to be like I was talking about the nerd stuff. How do I get this reference to, whatever, whatever, Kangaroo Jack. How do I get my Kangaroo Jack reference in? And then I'm not like that anymore. I'm not like that anymore.
And has it changed how you kind of like the success of this comedy album, for example, right? Has it changed how you view success? Obviously, if people are laughing, but
that's a good question.
How they connect with it, or like because we were talking about like I can't believe he said that, or like that's so true. Kangaroo Jack is like
yeah, it's a that's a great question. I don't look at success the same way as I used to. Whereas, even 5 years ago, it's just I went through a I don't care phase. I'm kind of coming out of I don't care. It's not that I don't care.
You put away the track pants?
I put away the track pants, although I did buy a new pair. But I did put it away. It's more of a success is like, how could doing what I want to do and people respecting it. That's success to me. Getting stuff would be nice, but that's just a byproduct of that. That's not the goal. And also it's like I don't want to please gatekeepers anymore. I don't want gatekeepers to be like, because gatekeepers are the worst for taste and art. Because I find gatekeepers, they're looking for their bottom line, especially in comedy, where it's like, what if it doesn't, like I get that a lot. What if it doesn't, even though we've seen it work, what if it doesn't? And I'm like, I don't care. Don't hire me. I don't care anymore. I'm not doing this for gatekeepers. I'll figure out my way, but I'm not doing it for gatekeepers anymore. I'm kind of a curmudgeon in all aspects of my life now.
But this is also not just being curmudgeon, but it's like you were saying, like it kind of fits into like you're comfortable with who you are.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, there's still like I think there's that period when you're maybe in your 20s, whatever. Like everyone's like, and everyone's like around you saying that movie sucks, that movie sucks, that movie sucks, and you're like, oh, I liked it.
Yeah, I get this a lot when I talk to 20s. I remember two dudes were talking, two dude comics. One was like close to 30s or early 30s. The other one's like 20 something, and they were talking about Lil Wayne. I'm like, they were talking about Lil Wayne's album. I'm like, Lil Wayne's terrible. And the guy's like, oh, you're so mean. I get mean or a hater or you're just angry. And it's like, no, people can disagree with you.
Yeah.
You can say negative things without being a negative person.
And your opinion of Lil Wayne doesn't take away any of his enjoyment of it or he can love it and have experiences.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And then and usually what I find when you get into a debate with a lot of these people, they're just scared because their opinion is weak. Mm-hmm. They don't know why they like this person. Not that I'm saying this guy is, but I find like I get in debates with these people, and then they're like, I don't.
Yeah, I like go back to the gay Green Lantern or whatever. Yeah. I didn't like the Earth 2 book.
Yeah.
And then so somebody responded to me. It's like, well, you don't like gay people. I'm like, that's not what I said at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's a comic book,
Yeah.
and there's lots that I like. There's some that are okay, and there's some that I don't like.
See, that's a dangerous. It's like I had this discussion with this guy, a comic. He's like, oh, SJWs. As soon as people start saying SJWs, I'm like, my back's like, because you don't have your own opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. You start using words like libtards and SJWs.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. On both sides, when they both use that kind of stuff, and he started talking about how they're gonna bring about a new Holocaust because he's seeing how there's a lot of anti-Semitism. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I've been on some of these SJW Facebook groups, and they have like an anti-Palestinian flag, and I'm like, but see, that's dangerous to go to equate anti-Semitism to a nation.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous. You got to separate the two. You can't say, oh, I don't like the policies of this nation, so that makes you hate Jews. That's not.
Well, and especially like in my example, like it's not like I've been saying for years or the last couple of times on Facebook, whatever, like I don't like gay people, I don't like if there's at least a subtext or something like.
Exactly.
I've talked about comics and like I've left Facebook comments and
Right.
Twitter and things, whatever, about and I'm debating comics and
Right.
whatever, and I just didn't like Earth 2. That was it.
and like you know enough about comics to back up your theory on it. It's not like a just out of the blue knee-jerk react. The problem is knee-jerk reaction. There's a thread that you were part of that you asked about, is this a race history? Remember the Confederate?
Yeah, I was saying like some of it, like because they were taking down all the Confederate monuments.
Yeah.
And I said it's a little bit like retconning kind of history.
Yes.
Because it's just like they're like, look, we can't fix racism and we can't fix slavery, but we can just take down these monuments and we're good to go.
Well, I see that point of view, but it's like those monuments were put up during Jim Crow and the civil rights movement to remind black people, hey, they weren't put up after the war. They put up way after the war to remind black people, hey, it's kind of mental terrorism in a way, just like, hey, remember where you came from, remember who you are. And so that history is always going to be there. You put them in a museum, so that argument's done, right? It's going to be a museum. I got into this debate with this guy, and he wouldn't let it go. You know, we were libtards and sensitive. It's like, no, the point is the history is not erased.
Mm-hmm.
But if you continue the argument without, okay, well, I disagree or agree, but if you continue your argument after that, you're just knee jerk. You're not like taking the information and you're upset about something else. Well, it's personal to you.
Yeah, and it's that whole idea like we need to get rid of these Nazis in our society. I'm like, where exactly? You can't just shoot them to the moon. Like, where are they going? Like, they need to work and like go to the metro.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
it sucks, but that's the way the society is.
You should ostracize Nazis. I think you should. I think you should like, hey, sorry, you just you're out of society now. You should, like Klan members. Okay, sorry, but that's you. You can't handle living in a peaceful society. You don't have to like me, but you got to be civil with me. You got to deal with me on a civil level and treat me, because that's the law. Mm-hmm. So I understand that. But yeah, you're right. It's like, I don't know. That's
like, where are you going to put them, though? That's the...
You don't have to put them anywhere.
But a lot of people do want them actually... Like, it's like the ejector seat in the old airplanes. It's like, well, you blew it in society. You hit the ejector seat and you're out.
I've never... Yeah, I see what you're saying, but is it our responsibility to go, hey, you're out?
A lot of people on social media are saying they're out. I have no, I just, this is the way society is.
Yeah. Well, you grew up with all this stuff. Like, you grew up with, you're used to it. Like, you're used to this. You've heard people call you stuff. You're just, to a lot of white people, this is all brand new. Mm-hmm. It's all brand new. It's coming out. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. I was recently flying to LA, and it's always like you always get your backup when you go to the TSA agents and stuff, and you know what I mean. And so she was doing and this is the first time I've flown since Trump got elected. So I'm like, because it got a little bit better under Obama, but it was horrible under W. Bush. Yeah. Right. So it's like, all right, let's see what this is gonna be like. And so she pulled out. I have a digital camera and I had a laptop. Yeah. And she looked and she's like, sir, is this all the electronics you have? Yeah. I was like, yep. And she's like, are you sure? Because she said, I know you millennials, you have a lot of electronics. Yeah. I'm like, come on, man. Like, look at the date on the passport. I didn't say this to her, but look at the date on the passport. Like, either be racist or, like, generational. Yeah. Like, pick one. Like, don't be.
That guy in the argument kept calling me a millennial. And I'm like, I'm 42, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm 42. I don't
like,
know how.
pick
I'm
one.
Yeah.
Like, either be ignorant about my race or the generation.
It's like, don't stereotype me on my, like, just like, oh, you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
You're a millennial. Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least that's the worst that happened to you. I mean.
Yeah, no, this one was like, but she also looked at my watch, and she's like, sir, can I see that? So I took it off my wrist, and I gave it to her, and then she was looking at it for a few minutes, and then she goes to me, sir, what does this do? I'm like, oh, damn. Is that a trick question?
It's a calculator.
Yeah, and I'm like, it tells time. And I wasn't sure because it's like such an obvious question. So I'm like, oh, she got me?
Yeah.
I'm on the file now. I'm on the no-fly list. I don't know how to answer this question.
Yeah.
And she's like, very well. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's your Nazi, right? Like, that's your fear right there. That's how you were sweating, right?
Yeah, because that's
real life.
Yeah, she can do something, like put me on that list.
Yeah. A Nazi you see a mile away, you walk away.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
Nazis are dangerous at night in an alley.
Yeah.
But in your everyday, it's not really a threat.
It's even what you were saying before, where like you cross the street when you saw a big black dude.
Yeah.
Right? And generally, like, I know a bunch of black people. See, now we brought up Scarborough now, right?
No, it doesn't happen all the time. But
No,
it
I know.
happened, that initial thing came to me.
Every now
It was
and then,
like,
yeah, you'll be like walking down the street, or it's like you said at
why
night,
is this person coming? And blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And I do that to white dudes too, I should
Yeah.
say. But yeah,
right? And you just kind of fall into that.
yeah. Sorry.
We should plug the album. It is The Big Easy.
Yeah, it's a big easy. It's on iTunes, Spotify,
CD Baby.
the CD Baby. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a CD Baby, Google Play, a whole bunch of Amazon Music, I think.
And you'll be doing some shows and tours and stuff
Well,
for it? How do you
next
promote?
Tuesday at the Eaton House in Toronto, I'll be doing like a CD release. I'm just talking to the promoter there, so we're doing it's all haphazard. It's all slapped together, but it's at 9 at the Eaton House. I'll put it on my Facebook, GavinStephens.ca, Stevens with the PH. Yeah.
And there's a one section there, one of the bits is called Hamilton, and that's referring to the actual city, not the musical.
No, yeah, the city. Someone's. I did that tweet. I put a tweet out by Hamilton once. So he's not talking about the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a city. I live in Hamilton, Ontario.
And for the rest of the year, can we expect another special or a TV special, video special, audio special?
Right now, I'm working on a one-man show. That's what I'm just working on, this one-man show. I'm slowly putting material together as I go. It's going to be about race, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be something kind of similar to like the John Leguizamo kind of.
I'm thinking more about W. Kamau Bell.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah. I want to do like almost a town hall about race.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did a lot of those in San Francisco and stuff like that. Whoopi Goldberg too kind of had some characters too at the beginning because she couldn't get work.
Yeah, and so she
Right?
did that. Yeah,
That's
right. That's how that was her big thing. That's
yeah,
what
she played
broke
like a
in.
valley girl in one of
Yeah.
them. There was like I can't remember, it was like either retarded or like somehow disabled girl,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she had like a figure skating dream. And
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, there was like a whole bunch of like really.
I never really was into Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, it's because it's the no eyebrows thing. You can't throw a surprise party.
She's never shocked.
Yes.
Is she happy that
Yeah.
we do the surprise party?
I don't know.
She's just
It's
staring
like-
at us.
Yeah. Did you see the killer at the end? Did you know he's gonna be the killer? Like,
She's got that look, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on Star Trek Next Generation. I'm watching Deep Space Nine again.
I can't get through it.
Really?
I tried because it was
Why?
on Netflix, and I'm like, I just find it much more slower in the political bent, and just like,
I love it.
yeah.
It gets worry. There's a lot of battles.
Yeah, there's some good ruckus and stuff like that. And Cisco's awesome.
Cisco's amazing. But like it's also like if you like Battlestar Galactica, it has
Yeah, it's the same political,
same
like
kind of deals.
the chess
Yeah,
pieces
yeah.
and that kind of plotting and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I liked Voyager just because it took away the Prime Directive and the things that the nerds hated about it is
Yeah.
like it stripped it all away. I'm like, that's what was so good to me.
It just I watched all of Voyager, but there was something about it I just didn't. No, not that I didn't like it. I liked it. It's not my favorite. Deep Space Nine is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked Voyager. I did like Voyager.
And of course, Next Gen is Next Gen.
Next Gen is Next Gen.
Yeah.
And that's not my favorite.
Yeah.
That's like I said. Deep
But
Space
you wouldn't
Nine.
have anything else without that. Like you needed the
No. That was like a time of Star Trek. It was just like, oh, could you imagine a time when Star Trek wasn't on TV? No, we have it year after year after year. Mm-hmm. And then there's a chunk of like we're just getting a new Star Trek now.
But they're going back to the beginning, which I hate.
Oh, they're going pre. Yeah.
They're doing and I'm like, Enterprise. This is goes back. We're going full circle to the market. I'm like, who asked for this?
What is it?
It's called Discovery.
Yes.
And so they're. I'm not fully sure. They haven't released all the details, but yeah, it's somewhere between Kirk and Enterprise and somewhere around.
People love to reboot, man.
But it's also like you don't have to digest 50 years of continuity. Just 5 minutes on Wikipedia, and then you can catch them up.
Yeah, but they're always playing for the dumbest people. Not that the people are dumb. They just Star Trek. Okay, I guess they're thinking about a generation coming in. Maybe it goes back to what's going on in comics. Is like, oh, we better reboot, Green Lantern again. Because who knows Green Lantern? Space Cops. That's all you need to know. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. Like, if you're gonna pay for a Batman movie, you can't that's ridiculous. A billionaire wouldn't dress up in a rubber bat suit to fight crime.
Okay, but come on. But that's the thing with that's what I liked about Spider-Man was just let's jump into it. We don't need to be biting.
Yeah. Let's go down this alleyway.
Yeah.
Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Well, that's the thing. Really, honestly, you can just jump into someone being Batman, or you can just
because it's the same thing with James Bond. It's suspension of disbelief. It's already there or not there.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell it. I found the first Jurassic Park, they're have all the science or whatever, and you only bought the ticket because let's get to the dinosaur eating.
Yeah, let's see dinosaurs.
Right.
Well, that's a lot of. Things like Transformers, just get to the cars. Transforming and fighting. I don't care about the humans. Just get to the cars. I don't care about your relationship. You're bogging it down.
Feelings.
Yeah, just fight. Just punch each other.
I know. If I want feelings, I'll go watch an indie movie.
Exactly. And you're not doing it good.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think you can just jump into... There's certain movies I just want to see you jump... That's why Thor Ragnarok looks really good.
Yeah.
That's why it looks
I think it's back on track. And
I don't think it was on track. I don't think Thor was ever on track.
Thor's were kind of uneven, but they were also they had the whole Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones kind of against them, where people wanted more of that kind of the mythology and
Well, the first one, what did you think of the first one?
First one did okay for what it was, just for introducing the basic elements. I thought the casting was good for Loki and
and the
Thor.
Second one, it seems like they just wanted to make an action movie.
Yeah, I don't know what they want to do with the second one. I don't think they even knew what they want.
Yeah.
I think it just crashed and burned.
Yeah.
And it just we got all. It's like when you were a little kid and you went to a convenience store. It's I got this much money. They went to Thor 2 and I got this much plot line. And they just dropped it all on the counter.
Stick something together.
And then just can you edit this? Yeah. Old school editing, right? With the X-Acto knife.
I'll make you a movie. And you're just
that's it. And then just I think there's some footage left from the first one. We'll just throw that in, and then they were done.
I think they should get into more Jack Kirby shit.
Yeah.
And get into real Jack Kirby. I think DC should do New Gods personally. I know they're stepping into New Gods. With
DC's just floundering. It just doesn't know what it
wants. Just heard that what's his name's coming back or might be coming back.
Who? Ryan Reynolds?
No,
Green Lantern?
Zack Snyder.
Oh, Zack Snyder, yeah.
Yeah, I heard he might be. I'm like, no.
Well, because Whedon got in trouble now.
Oh, yeah, with his divorce stuff.
Yeah. But it's a weird thing because it's just he's cheating on people. I'm well, it's Hollywood though. It's not
who cares? Let him finish the movie. What does it? Why does that affect me?
Yeah. Well, it's just I'm you guys in Hollywood are really gonna put the foot down on morality?
Who cares? Let him finish. Just let him. Okay, I'm not asking him to be in a relationship with me. I'm asking him to direct a movie. Oh, he's not as feminist as he thought. Well, why would you put him up on a feminist pedestal? Yeah. It's Hollywood. Nobody gets there being perfect. And I'm not saying that. No one should be put up on a pedestal. Get over their pedestal bullshit.
Nobody was also he's not paid for he's not like Martin Luther King or
that's what I mean.
Mandela. He's not paid for morality.
And Martin Luther King wasn't perfect.
You're right. Yeah, he cheated on his wife too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With a white woman. That's what I'm saying is it's we need to separate the people from the art and stop putting people up on. No one's perfect. Nobody is. And just. I put people on pedestals when I was 14, 15. When I was early, I would give myself early 20s, and someone they and it got crushed really hard when I found out that they're real people.
Yeah,
and people got to get over that people are real people. You can enjoy his art and not like the person.
Yeah, it's I find this thing with Kanye West, for example. He's a good example where if you say somebody Kanye put out a new album and he's an asshole. I'm I
know.
I don't care about his personality. Did you like the album? Did it move hip hop?
Yeah.
Did it who's on
the banning of him, that horse shit? Come on, shut up. Like, because he's cocky? Because he's arrogant?
I'm like, I don't care. Is the album good?
These are the same people that love Muhammad Ali now.
Yeah.
They would have hated him at the time. Those are the same people. It's the Colin Kaepernick stuff. People that would hate Colin Kaepernick now, but like go back to Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time. You would have hated him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You would have hated him at the time. You just have you have perspective now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that you just told me that with Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
and that
sorry.
He's like they're pushing him out because of that, and I might not get a good movie because of.
There's like, yeah, but it's
cheating. Like, I don't understand what puritanical society are we living in where we take away a man's job for cheating? Like, come on, let him finish the.
Amelia Earhart had an open marriage. You know that?
I just want a good Justice League movie. That's all we wanted. I saw the trailer for the one that they were showing me with Aquaman jumping on
through the building,
and I'm just like, oh, please do something better than this.
Cyborg looks terrible too.
Yeah, they had to rewrite all his stuff. They apparently they changed all his stuff in that.
But the costume looks so cosplay-ish.
Yeah,
like it's tinfoily and like just recycled the RoboCop outfit. It's not that difficult. Peter Well's not using it.
Just take the helmet off.
Yeah, they
don't know how to do Cyborg properly. I don't know why they use that character either.
Yeah,
they can't use any other black character. We need a black guy.
You need a black guy. Yeah. So
do you have another character? You can't do like I don't know,
Black Lightning with that nice afro.
He's got a TV show, doesn't he?
Oh, that's right. He does have a TV show.
They don't care about that either.
No.
Though.
They give him a leather jacket, no afro.
Yeah, no afro.
Yeah, but you got the leather though.
Yeah,
you look. Yeah,
they could have done. I don't know. They could have done any black character. Mr. Terrific.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern. Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart would have been great.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing.
Hard ass cop.
Yeah.
But they did this Cyborg. Yeah, the costume doesn't look great.
I'm walking away. It's like when you walk into that room and then you see like a kid just smelling his hand. You're like, oh, whatever just happened here.
It is a child smelling its hand.
Yeah,
that's what that trailer is. It's a child smelling its hand.
And you just walk in that room. You're like, oh damn, and you just moonwalk out of there. Like,
yeah, let me just get to the entrance and get out.
Yeah,
I don't need to go in further. I watched the trailers and there was like moments of excitement and then but mainly like that look that he has, that Zack Snyder has, where it's
that grim apocalypse look.
Yeah, come on, just let Joss Whedon make the movie. I don't know. I'm pleading to you. You get on the phone and talk to them, man.
Okay, we'll wrap this up now and then
I'm on hold right now.
Yeah, I'm on hold with Warner Brothers.
He cheated? That's why they're gonna pull him out of that?
There's some talk. I don't know how much. Because it's also now I think they're having trouble figuring out how much he gets credit for and doesn't get credit for, and
give him the whole credit of the movie. Like, screw Zack Snyder. Who thought Zack Snyder was a good person to helm this whole thing?
You're yelling at me, but I don't know any. I wasn't involved in any of these decisions.
Zack Snyder.
Stop yelling at me.
Zack Snyder was like good in what, one movie?
300? No, the Dawn of the Dead remake.
That's the only one I can think of.
300 was okay for the time.
Okay for the time.
Yeah.
But now you look at it, and it's like that same. It's got that
because Butler never really went anywhere after that.
That's right, Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
But it's got that same apocalyptic, gritty.
That's where he kind of got his aesthetic.
I hate it.
All right, and then he's like, "I found my voice."
I hate
right,
it.
which is now we've gone full circle back to what we were talking about with comedy, where like he found his voice and his aesthetic, and he's like, "This is what I do now."
DC is a perfect example of what you were talking about with stand-up comedy, where like there's certain comics that have an idea. Or certain comics who have a voice and say their stuff, and certain comics who are like, what will work? DC is a what will work company. Oh, they like this, we should do this. Oh, they like that, we should do that. Deadpool's, R-rated. Well, then Batman v Superman should be R-rated. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
They don't have balls in that company.
Let's end it there. I know.
I'm never working for DC.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a streaming service too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact that we're ending on like not having balls.
No, not having balls.
So what else can you do with it's like that's good stand-up comedy right there. So the album, like we said, is called The Big Easy. It's out now on all the digital platforms.
Yeah, man.
And thank you, Gavin, for
coming
in.
I hope I wasn't too serious on this one.
We did get a little serious, but I think we solved a lot of problems too, though.
I think we solved every problem.
We're like Scarborough UN.
Yeah, we got
the low rent UN.
We're Scarborough UN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
You
make
did it.
T-shirts and everything. Thank you, Gavin.
Thanks, man.